ancient Greece, where they developed democracy, the Illusinian mysteries, and then all that stuff got made illegal. And then society crumbles, things fall apart. It's no longer the center of intellectual discourse in the world. Everything goes away. They threw water on it in the 1960s with the Psychedelics Acts, where they made everything Schedule 1. They locked people up that were anti-war protesters. They figured out a way to squash this sort of new movement of thought.
I think it would be a step into the future if psychedelics were made legal, and if we kind of move more towards, because the psychedelics, as we said before, and humans are about transcendence.
Yes.
It's about basically including the other and not being afraid of the other, and that fear of the other leads to violence against the others.
Right.
The psychedelic is moving in the opposite way.
Right.
So it is, obviously not a surprise that Nixon would illegalize, the psychedelics.
They're dangerous.
They're
dangerous to power. They disrupt. But it's great for everyone. That's the crazy thing. The people that are making it illegal are the people that haven't experienced it.
That's correct. Yeah.
That's where it's crazy, because it would be beneficial to them. They are human beings with a finite lifespan. Their experience on Earth would be greatly enhanced if they had the perspective of a psychedelic encounter.
Well, if I was Chancellor of Germany, which I will never be, but if I was, I would make a psychedelic year. Like after high school, you have the opportunity to actually experience these substances. I think it would be very good for societies to think about rituals or mechanisms or discourse, like what you said about the mysteries of Eleusis. That was the defining ritual of ancient Greece. The Athens society would move there in September. They would go there. They would have this experience. They would talk about this experience.
Yes.
Because of that experience, they could relate to each other. They could relate to the planet that they live on. So that was a very healthy thing. And we today, because it's illegal, we don't have this. And I don't know what. I mean, some things like Burning Man obviously are like attempts to create like ritualistic spaces, and I've never been there, and I heard it's kind of stupid because it's so expensive and kind of elitist. I don't know if that's true, but basically we need
something.
We need something. Yeah.
We need a legitimate structure, because there's also a thing like that is described called spiritual narcissism, where you start doing these things and you think that you have all the answers, and then you have people that are the ones who speak to these groups of people, and they have all the knowledge, and we're all in this together, and it's essentially a cult. And it's really easy to run a cult if everyone in the cult is naive and they're looking for a leader, they're looking for an answer. Maybe they've had a listless life that lacks in direction. Then all of a sudden someone comes along, and through this ritual we can all transcend, and it becomes
so what are we
a
gonna
lot of bullshit.
do?
Well, we need real shamans. We need actual legit shamans. And the problem is that term is in our society is much maligned, right? That term there's silly people that are in the jungle that are doing, voodoo. But we need someone who is a legitimate psychedelic experiencer, who has a genuine goal of advancing consciousness. And advancing conscious growth, and doing it in a very responsible way. One of the things that we would have to be careful of if you have something like a year of psychedelics is schizophrenia. We don't understand.
I didn't say the young people should take psychedelics for a straight year, but maybe a year where they could take.
Well, they have a
possibility.
Well,
and some kind of structure, maybe a place you can go and.
Well, I think we need a structure for everybody. I think that's really the goal of this thing, is to develop a sensible, objective structure based on actual research, based on a real knowledge of real clinical data on dosages, a real knowledge on which compounds are more effective for which particular ailments. Ibogaine, which you talked about, Iboga, very effective for addiction. Yeah. My friend Ed went over to Mexico and got into an Ibogaine clinic when he got hooked on pills, and it cured him of it.
Wow. just
Yeah.
one experience.
One experience. Yeah.
That's what I heard also.
I've known many people
Yeah.
that have had real problems with pills and have knocked it with one ibogaine experience. So there's a lot of different things that can be done that can benefit society tremendously, but it has to be done responsibly, and it has to be done with real knowledge. And that real knowledge is only going to be available if they open everything up to real research. And instead of being biased about this, and like let it be open to everyone to have an objective analysis of what is actually going on. Have the naysayers and the people that are converted, everyone debate this and try to have some sort of an understanding of what is good, what is bad, what's the right dose, what can be done, and what is the most effective setting. Because setting, the part of the ritual aspect of it is important too, because you're setting an intention before you do these things, which is why a lot of these people that are serious users of psychedelics, they don't like the concept of microdosing, and they don't like the concept of recreational use. They don't like. They think these things are sacred and they should be used only in this one particular way. And I think this conversation would benefit everyone in society, including the people that want it illegal. That's what's ironic about it. The people that want it illegal, they are just human beings. They're just human beings that are trapped in this paradigm. They're trapped in the world that they live in. They're trapped on the momentum of their actions and all the life that they've lived up until this moment. And they would benefit from it.
I mean, it would also give the Western societies a tremendous push, you know, if psychedelics were allowed and there could be research and there could be, you know, it would probably encourage like a cultural flowering. And right now we have kind of a decay of Western culture, like Western society is in crisis and we don't really know how to get out of it.
Right.
And the current